Hi everybody, this is Claudia and this is our wellness series with Dr. Richard Bennett, and I have a really interesting topic for everybody today. And the question that I wanted to ask Dr. Bennett is why is fiber so important for gastrointestinal health? Dr. Bennett, how are you?
I'm good, and here we are in the Gulf of Alaska, and it's cool, but it's beautiful. Glad to be here. So the question you ask is, why is fiber important? There's one fundamental, very simple reason. We are omnivores. Our system evolved with the intent of eating both foods from animals and foods from plants. And most plants in nature have a fairly high fiber content. However, they are not necessarily the most appetizing or the most palatable. And so we tend to select plant foods that are young and immature and accordingly lower in fiber. Our ancestor hunters and gatherers didn't have quite that luxury of selectivity to eat only the asparagus tips. They had to eat the whole thing. And if you've ever eaten a whole asparagus, or you've tried to eat that whole asparagus, down on the bottom, it is so dense with non-digestible fiber that a cow would be better able to do it because of the nature of their teeth and their digestion. That being said, humans need to eat a lot of fiber. It is essential for the health of the gut, just to give it something to work against. So when the gut squeezes, called peristalsis, the fiber in there resists that squeezing, and so it moves forward, much like squeezing a watermelon seed. It resists, you squeeze it, and it moves forward. And so fiber helps with the motion in the gut to move it along and to get it out. Now, why is getting it out important? The longer it stays in the gastrointestinal system, specifically in the colon, it undergoes a transition from being oxygen rich to oxygen poor. And in an oxygen poor environment in the lower intestines called the colon, there are bacteria there that prefer the oxygen poor environment. In fact, they require it. And they metabolize things in the diet. And some of those metabolites, when left in the colon chronically, days upon days, year after year, it's not healthful for the colon. Some changes can occur that simply aren't helpful. And so having adequate amounts of indigestible fiber, otherwise known as bulk, is really important. The problem is, bulk doesn't taste very good. There are cereals that are really bulky. There are vegetables that are really bulky. One that I particularly love, having grown up and grown them myself in California, is artichokes. You bite that artichoke leaf off after you've cooked it in a pressure cooker for 15 to 20 minutes. It becomes soft enough, but it's high in fiber, tastes delicious, quite palatable, and gives us the bulk we need. So bulk is about moving it through, moving it out, so it spends less time in that oxygen poor environment in the lower colon. So that's one type of fiber. The other type of fiber is soluble fiber. And let me give you a good example of soluble fiber. You buy some oatmeal, you put it in water, and you cook it to death. I like my oatmeal crisp. My grandmother said, no, it needs to be syrupy. And it literally gets syrupy. That syrup is a soluble fiber that's extracted from the oat seed by hot water. And that soluble fiber is not bulky because it's like a thick syrup. But it is a complex carbohydrate that you and I cannot digest. No matter how many digestive enzymes your pancreas makes, no matter how many digestive enzymes you may buy at the store trying to digest that stuff, it won't get digested. But there are bacteria, good bacteria, in your upper colon that see that soluble fiber and go, thank you, because they have the enzymes, they have the metabolic machinery to take that complex carbohydrate and use it as an energy source for themselves. We cannot, they can. But as a result of these good bacteria doing their work, they make some things called short chain fatty acids. And one of those short chain fatty acids is called butyric acid. And butyric acid is the primary energy source for our colon cells. Colon cells get that butyric acid from the digestion products from bacteria. They don't utilize glucose from the blood. And so that soluble fiber feeds the bacteria, breaks it down, which in turn feeds us. Okay? We didn't know that 10, 15 years ago. We thought only cows have that kind of digestion, only rabbits, only horses. We do, and it's important. Not only is butyric acid an important energy substrate for the colon cells, it is an immune modulator. That is to say, it has a lot to do with conditioning the immune system of the gut. And remember, 70% of our immune cells are in our gut. And they don't stay there, they get trained and educated there, and then they move to every other part of our body as needed. So, what do we think? Is fiber important? Yes, for multiple reasons.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Bennett. Until next one.